Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of PowerCore Productions and Podcastings. In today's video, we're going to be continuing Neon Genesis Evangelion Redemption. What if Shinji went back in time? Book 1, Part 8. As always, if you're new to the channel, or if you're a regular and you like what we have to offer, then please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and hit that bell for post notifications so you can stay up to date on everything that is PowerCore Productions and Podcastings that has to come out now and in the future. Where we last left off with our series, Shinji's secret had now been revealed to his father. The two Ikaris now attempt to make amends, learning of the dark future that awaits if they don't. But now with Shinji gaining yet another ally on his side, things are not going to go as well as you might expect, as the enemy also makes counters of their own. How will Shinji be able to overcome these new-founding obstacles against him, not only worrying for his own life, but the lives of his comrades as well? And what happens when one of them discovers the truth of the original timeline, and much more darker secrets that are to come? For all this and more, stay tuned as we now continue Neon Genesis Evangelion Redemption. What if Shinji went back in time? Book 1, Part 8. As always, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. It was around December, in the heart of Tokyo 3, as Shinji and the other Eva pilots, who had now all become united as one Eva fighting team, defending all of humanity against the threat of the angels. For the most part, they all got along fairly well. Everyone was decent enough and cordial. It was December, and it was the holiday season. Even in this day and age, the commercial world of the holidays still resumed. And of course, for many, they were wondering what they were going to do for the occasion. Of course, Shinji spent almost all of his holidays on his own. And for Asuka, she had never celebrated before. And then there was everyone else who had their own families and their own customs and things of that nature. But still, this was going to be their first Christmas together. They wondered how they were going to celebrate the occasion. They all shared one home, so maybe they could do something quiet there. But then, Asuka would suggest that they throw a party for everyone, even those at Nerve. Everyone was a bit shocked by this, that Asuka would make such a suggestion, especially Toji and Kensuke, who laughed at the idea of Asuka having a kind heart, only for Asuka to give them a deathly stare, as Shinji would have to calm her down. But still, Asuka really liked the idea of everyone having a chance to dress up and get together. After all, they were fighting to defend all of humanity. There was no telling when the next battle could potentially be their last. Of course, Shinji was the one who carried that sentiment more than anything, although you have to say he didn't like hearing it from her. I don't know. It was just something about the idea of the people Shinji cared for talking as if they would meet their end all of a sudden that really rubbed him the wrong way. But still, he ignored these feelings, and they all came up with the suggestion. Shinji would pass it along to the higher-ups, but really all he had to do was go and speak to his father. He waited for the most opportune of times, knowing that Gendo wouldn't be too busy with the schedule. As he walked into the room, his father looked at him. It wasn't the same, ever since he had learned the truth, learning that his son had actually come from the future, and of all of the horrors that came along with it. It didn't mean that his outward demeanor changed all of a sudden. No, Gendo Ikari was still Gendo Ikari, but Shinji could tell that there was something different about his father. At least, it was in a feeling. It was something that was hard to describe, but the air between them. It didn't feel as thick or as pretentious as it normally was. As Shinji made his way into the office, Gendo Ikari would look up to see his son standing before him. Shinji only being able to see his reflection within the glasses that his father wore. "Is there something that I can do for you, Shinji? You know that I am busy nowadays." "I know, Father. I just had something that the team wanted me to ask you." "Then go on. Ask it then." "Right. They wanted to ask if they could have a party." "A party?" "Yes. It's for everyone here at Nerve, for Christmas and the holidays. We know that we're often busy and we can't take too much time off, but maybe something like a small social. Everyone can gather in the main hall and, we can just have a bit of downtime. And if anything happens, at least we'll all still be here and we can man our stations when need be." It was just something that they wanted to pass along and offer to everyone, but we know that we still have to go through you first. Gendo thought about it for a moment. Shinji wondered what his father could possibly have to say. "It's interesting though, Shinji. Even though you've been through changes, I can't say I would ever assumed you would be a party person." "No, you're right in that regard. I can't really say I care for them all that much. Although honestly, I doubt that I'm the most sociable of persons. But still, it means a lot to my team, so very well. If you wish to have your party here, you can. Anyone who wants to attend in such an allotted time may do so." Thank you, Father." Shinji would bow in respect as he left. The second in command, Fukasaku, would look on. He was a bit surprised at just how much Gendo had become more, reasonable. The fact that he didn't try to argue against it, and that he gave his son an actual chance. "Sir, you alright?" "I'm fine. Is there an issue, Fukasaku?" "No. It's just, I've never seen you be so, lenient. It's nothing more but a small social for those of the staff of Nerve. It's nothing to worry about. And besides, for everything that we put them through, I figure it's the least that we can offer them, to keep them appeased." Right. Once everyone had learned of the news, there was excitement that filled the air. Everyone wondered what they were going to do. There were many questions that were asked. They were allowed to invite some family or friends that could attend, but not too many for security reasons. Ultimately, though, they all decided that they would just spend the early morning with their family, and they'd just show up to the party later on that night. Although Toji did have to get special permission for Hikari to attend, since he would want her to come to the party with them, since the two of them were pretty much a thing now, even if they didn't go around talking about it out loud to everyone. Misato would help with the planning for the party, and everyone was starting to get excited, even the staff of Nerve. It felt like there was a new vibe to everyone involved, not just in terms of fighting against the angels, but in everyone's overall spirits. They just felt higher and better, like there was nothing that they couldn't do after all. The party would come closer, and everyone was getting ready in their own special way. For the girls, they were thinking about the gifts that they wanted to give and to who. For Asuka, she went on and on about Kaji, wanting to find the perfect gift for him, but Mari would remind her that Kaji was way older and out of her league, and he already had a thing for Misato, although Asuka really didn't want to hear it. there's always Shinji. What the? Mari, I don't feel anything for him like that. Oh, really? You don't feel anything for him? You have feelings for my brother? Ray would ask. What? You must be thinking things crazy, Wonder Girl. There's only one guy that's meant for me, and it's... Come on, Asuka, be serious. He's way too old for you, and he already has someone else. Besides, we all see the way that Shinji looks at you. It's obvious that he's head over heels. Well, of course, why wouldn't he be? Every guy is head over heels for a girl like me. And I will admit he has fine qualities, and he's doable as a captain, but still, in the end, I'm only good for one person. Suit yourself, princess. But still, you know I'm right. Oh, shut up. And the boys, they were doing the same, as they were all planning out the gifts that they wanted to give as well. They had even found time for them to go to the mall. As everyone was shopping and going about, Shinji found himself sitting on a bench, as Marie would join him. Oh, Captain, my Captain. Ha ha, very funny, Marie. What is it? You didn't feel like shopping with Asuka anymore? Oh, she's being a bit thorough, if you will. Getting something for a special someone. I see. And what about you? Oh, well, I'm sure I found some stuff that you guys will like. I can't really say that I have anyone special. What? I mean, I'm sure that everyone's going to enjoy what you were able to get for them. Yeah, maybe. Though you know, I find it hard to really ever get close to anyone. Really? Why is that? Honestly, I don't know. Ever since I was born, I've always felt this way. It's like someone can be right in front of me. Someone could confess their undying love for me. Someone could tell me that they genuinely care, and yet I just don't feel it. I put up a smile. I accept the gesture. And I'd be lying if I say that I didn't have any inkling towards people, but... Oh man, you're gonna think I'm crazy. No, if you have a concern, you can tell me. Well, I don't know how to put it, but... Sometimes, I feel like I don't belong. You don't belong? What do you mean by that? What I mean is, I feel like I don't belong in this world. Like I was somehow a mistake. Mari, you know that's not... I know it's not true, but... Still, it's a feeling that I have inside of me. Like I ultimately just don't belong. And I have no way of fully realizing it. I mean, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm crazy, but... Still, it's just something that I can't quite shake off. No, I understand. But anyway, how about you? You gonna get anything for your little red-haired princess? But, come on, why you gotta say it like that, Marie? Because it's obvious. Everyone can see you're head over heels for that girl. I mean, she's a valued member of the team, and, oh, don't give me that. It's bad enough that she already denies her feelings. Don't go following in her footsteps. But I'm not following under... Yes, you are, Shinji. You love her, don't you? Shinji looked down in that moment. He couldn't deny his feelings for her. He knew he loved her. But at the same time, there were feelings that were easier to keep hidden than to say. You don't have to tell me. I already know. I've known Asuka for a long time. Ever since the accident with her mother. For a while, I never thought that she'd ever be genuinely happy ever again. And despite what she says about Kaji, it's obvious that you're the one. Whenever your name comes up, you're the thing that makes her smile more than anything else. And when you were in the hospital, she was holding your hand and being close to you the whole time. Oh, wait, she was visiting me? Of course, silly. They tried to make her leave your side, but she just wouldn't. If anything, she was more loyal to you than anyone else. But still, it's difficult for her to admit these feelings, and trying to drag it out of her is easier said than done. So that's why I'm leaving my Asuka in your safe hands. So promise me that no matter what, you'll look after and protect her. Okay? Shinji looked up to Marie as he saw the serious look on her face. It wasn't as if he had to be told this. He already knew. No matter what, this time around things were going to be different. I promise. Thank you. The night of the party finally arrived. The staff at Nerve had all dressed in their finest. Misato, Ritsuko, Kaji, everyone. Asuka was sporting a lovely red dress. Rei, a white dress. Mari, a pink dress. The boys had all been able to find a tux shop and they rented ones respectively. As the party went on and everyone enjoyed the ambiance of Christmas time, Shinji found himself eventually sitting side by side with Asuka as gifts were being exchanged. Eventually, the two of them would exchange their gifts for one another. Shinji could see that Asuka had a bit of a sad look on her face as the music was playing and people were dancing, among them being Misato and Kaji. The two looked genuinely happy together. It was a genuine form of love between the two. You think I'm an idiot, don't you? Asuka would ask. What? No, I never. It's true, though. Some stupid little girl like me thinking that me and Kaji could ever actually... Asuka, I don't think that. But I don't. Really, I don't. You have feelings for someone. To love and to care for someone, that's not something that you should be belittled for. I don't believe that. And Kaji does love you, but just not in the way you want. And that's not a bad thing. I mean, really think about it. Is that really the kind of love you want from him? I don't know. I really don't know. But still, the party's been nice. Yeah, I hope you like your gift. Asuka would open the box. As revealed inside, there would be a necklace. A necklace and a stone in its center. A red stone. Wow. It's beautiful. Well, I figure red is more of your style. It seems you know me well. Well, don't just stand there. Open your gift. Shinji opened the box and found that he had a new cassette player for his music. Wow, I've been waiting for this thing for a while. I was going to get a pre-order, but I had no idea when it'd be in stock. I figured, after all, that old one of yours seems to only play the same 2 tracks, so I thought you might like something new. Thank you, Asuka. Don't mention it. As the last song was starting to be played, Shinji looked over to Asuka. You want to dance? I don't mind. Let's do it. The two began to slow dance with one another, as they both moved elegantly. They were trying their best just not to trip over one another, but they seemed to get into a fine groove. You know, Shinji, I've been hearing that, and this might be crazy, but word's been going around that you like me. Oh, that's the truth. Wait, what? Yeah, I like you. And you just have no shame in admitting it. Why would I have any shame? But I mean, come on, why would I like you? Well, I'd say my feelings go farther than just like, and I have more than enough reasons to do so. Really? Name them. Well, for starters, you're beautiful, although you already know that. But if I had to really describe it, it's not something that I could merely list off, and it's not something I can actually just put into words. But if I had to say, it's your spirit, your elegance, your poise under pressure. Many people see you as being ego-driven. Some think that you're self-centered, nihilistic. But for me, I see someone who's determined. When you challenge me, you make me a better man. And that's something I can recognize. And it's all ever since I've met you. You don't settle for just anything. Nor are you so vain that you don't put in any work or effort. You've gotten as far as you have because you've worked for it. You worked hard to obtain your goals, and that's something that I admire greatly. And because of that, it allows you to do the extraordinary things that you do. And out of every pilot, if there's one person who I could genuinely call my rival, it would be you. And it's because of that I've fallen in love with you, Asuka. Asuka wasn't sure of how to react to those words. The fact that Shinji had put it in that way, confessing his love in such a manner. It was almost more than what she could even take. But even still, as she looked closer into his eyes, she found herself being drawn to him, like the moth to a flame in the summer night. They got closer and closer to one another, almost as if it were designed by fate itself. A mistletoe hung above their heads. Asuka was a bit shy in this moment, feeling as though she were letting herself be weak, as if she were showing a vulnerable side. But even still, Shinji took the lead in the matter, the two of them being closer to one another until their lips touched. In that moment, every trouble and worry faded, as in that space of time, the only thing that either one of them could see was each other. The joyous occasions wouldn't last for long, though, as before long, the next angel attack would occur. Shinji was familiar with this angel, that of the 12th. With the information that Gendo had been given ahead of time, they actually had a way of countering it. This angel used the form of illusion, a large sphere that would float in the sky, an orb that seemed as though it were its physical body. However, the real body was the shadow down below. With this information ahead of time, Shinji and his team were able to make counters. In doing so, Shinji would inconspicuously be able to maneuver his team in such a way so that the shadow wouldn't touch them, pretending to discover it first, almost on accident. From there, they could take the lead in defeating it before it got out of hand. And for the most part, the mission seemed to be going well. Shinji would attack the floating orb first, to confirm with everyone that it was nothing more but an illusion, and that the real angel was down below them. Everyone would move to other buildings and climb for safety, to avoid its range. And for a moment, Shinji felt as though they had everything all in hand. However, the angel would then start to change, as it broke apart into multiple spots on the ground. This caught Shinji off guard, since it couldn't do this in the original timeline. It seemed to have evolved, like it had changed. While Shinji and Asuka were fast enough to move, the others were caught, to say the least. The only one to get stuck would be Mari, as she and Eva Unit 5 were being swallowed into the ground by the black hole. Shinji, being the closest, would move in to try to grab her. However, as he reached out his arm for hers, grasping onto her hand, the force of the power of the angel itself was stronger than he anticipated, and before he knew it, he once again found himself being drugged back down into that hellhole. Gendo was not pleased by this. Granted, it was an attack like his son had predicted, but just like he had countered, if the enemy was able to tell just who and what Shinji was, then it meant that in all likelihood they would make counters to Shinji's own countermeasures, and this must have been one of them. Now they had two Evas trapped inside of the body of the angel, and now they were going to have to come up with a plan. The main focus would be the same as in the original, destroying it from the inside out. With help from Gendo, they were able to create a special bomb, one that could theoretically destroy the insides of the very angel. However, Misato's concern was that of her two pilots, the ones of whom she had been caring for this time. It gave her great concern and worry. However, Kaji would calm her, telling her that they wouldn't do something so reckless as to cause the kids to lose their lives. Asuka was just as worried as anything, along with Rei, although Kensuke, surprisingly enough, would be there, offering her some comforting words, assuring her that they were going to get Shinji back. Toji was all and more than willing to drop the bomb inside. The first chance he got, he was gonna pull his comrades out of there. Everyone was a bit on edge, not knowing how this mission was going to turn out. And in the meanwhile, Shinji once again found himself inside of the belly of the beast. As he thought to himself, "This is a familiar sight, but still, I won't fall for the same tricks again." "Is that right, Shinji?" "Huh?" Shinji opened his eyes and found himself on the train, staring at an image of himself. "Tell me, how long can you keep this charade going, Shinji?" Who are you? No, I know who you are. You're the angel. You're not real. Oh, but I am. This is real between you and I. No, you're not real. You're not my future, but I am your future, Shinji. Shinji, what do you think? Do you think that you've actually saved this world? Don't make me laugh. This is nothing more but a child's prayer. A chance to make things right. Isn't that what you want? You're not doing this for the good of everyone else. You're not making a sacrifice. You're only making yourself feel better. Creating a world that perfect little Shinji wants. Shut up. Oh, if I'm lying, please. Rebuke me at any time. But you and I both know the truth. She's gone. And you killed her. You remember, don't you? Shinji would instantly get flashbacks, remembering what he did. He would see his hands around the throat of Asuka as she looked back up to him and smiled. You killed me, Shinji. You killed me, Shinji. You killed me, Shinji. Shut up. You're not real. Oh, but I'm real. You felt my throat grow cold around your wrist. You killed me in cold blood. You had one person in that world, and you abandoned me. When she finds out the truth, when they find out the truth, they'll never love you. You'll be alone all over again. Shut up! Shinji yelled as he tried to run away, only to realize that his Eva was still trapped inside of the belly of the angel. As Shinji desperately fought to keep his mental state insane, with the aid of the spirit of his mother inside of Eva Unit 1, he was able to fend off the darkness of the unknown, the demons of his own mind that fluttered. He tried his best to hold his sanity, but Shinji knew that he could only last but for so long. And as for Mari, what she saw horrified her. Because you see, Mari is different. Because she's not real. Shinji was debating if he should go 100%. His mother warning him if he did so again that he would die. But Shinji knew that they had to do something. They couldn't stay stuck in here forever. It was just then that a rumbling occurred. Shinji could feel it. Everyone else at Nerve would watch on. Asuka would lead the other Eva pilots out to the site. As the orb itself began to split away, it began to splur out blood. As Eva Unit 5 emerged, the bellows of the Eva ringing throughout the city as it yelled and screamed, covered in the blood of the angel. Shinji. Mari? I don't exist. I don't exist. And you killed her. I saw it. I saw it. Eva Unit 5 would lunge over towards Eva Unit 1. No one could tell what was going on or what was happening. Shinji tried to hold her off as she started to wrap her hands around his throat once more. I saw it. I saw what you did. You're a monster. Mari, wait. I don't want to hear it. You promised me. You promised that you'd protect her. But I know the truth. I'm not real. None of this is real. You're a monster. You're one of them. You've come here to destroy us all. But I won't let you. Before she could finish, Eva Unit 2 would arrive quickly. Using the blunt end of its knife, Asuka would smack the back of the head of Eva Unit 5, knocking her to the ground as the others held her in place as Shinji slowly stood. Gendo would call for Eva Unit 5 to be shut down immediately, as Mari simply yelled, "Asuka! Asuka, you have to listen to me. Shinji's not who you think he is. He's a monster. I saw him. I saw him kill you. He's gonna kill us all. Please, you have to..." However, Mari's message never reached Asuka. Even as she spoke, she was only speaking to herself. Gendo had the comms shut down. He had her Eva shut down immediately. The others had her restrained until a team could remove Mari's entry plug. Gendo decided to blame the attack on the cause of the angel, realizing that, in all likelihood, it simply deduced false memories and dreams into that of whomever it captured. Shinji, in order to try to keep his cover, would play along, although underneath his expression, Shinji was deeply worried, because Mari knew the truth. And what did she mean when she said she didn't exist? Mari was taken away to the medical facility of Nerve as they tried to get her under control. The only thing that they could do was listen to her yelling, until eventually the sedatives had kicked in and she began to calm. Her anger and her fury was directed towards Shinji. Everyone was a bit worried by this, not knowing what on earth was going on with Mari at all, or what it caused her to snap. Of course, though, with the attack from the angel, and knowing of their powers and capabilities, the idea that it messed with her head somehow and tried to get her to attack the members of her team, that was a plausible enough reason, and to an extent it was the truth. However, Shinji knew exactly what the real truth was. The real truth of the matter was that Mari had been exposed. The angel was aware of what Shinji was and where he had come from, and somehow it showed her the future, Shinji's future, and the events of Third Impact. And now it only gave him more reason for concern. The angels now were fighting smarter. And as the battles continued, things were only going to get more and more intense. Shinji would be confronted by his father Gendo, as he was trying to make sense of it all. "She'll be alright, Shinji. I know, it's just... I don't know how much longer we can hold out. We must hold out as long as we can. But if the others find out that I hid this from them, it's for the best, Shinji. You and I both are burdened now with the truth of the future. A future that we must make right. It's something that only we can do, but we have to have trust. I know. I'll do my best. I know you will. Keep the team together. Keep them strong. Hopefully, if we can get Mari back under control, we can help her forget everything that she was exposed to. And if we do that, then maybe we can undo the damage that's been done." Shinji would nod in agreement as he went and rejoined the team, all who had checked on him as they were worried. Thankfully, they accepted that the attack was because of an angel, although Shinji, deep down he knew the truth. But even more so, their enemies were also aware. As they waited in the darkness, they focused now on their next target, the elimination of Shinji Ikari. This concludes Neon Genesis Evangelion Redemption. What if Shinji went back in time? Book 1, Part 8. As always, if you enjoyed today's video and everything else that we have to offer, then please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and hit that bell for post notifications so you can stay up to date on everything that is PowerCore Productions and Podcastings that has to come out now and in the future. Stay tuned next Monday as we continue Naruto Polaris Shippuden. What if Hanabi Hyuga was born first? Part 11. But that's going to do it for the end of today's video. I'm Javon Harrington with PowerCore Productions and Podcastings. Signing off, and I'll see you next time.